So today I wanted to do a little bit of a room tour. Just kind of go through one of my rooms and explain the design, kind of explain some fun design elements of it, and yeah, just kind of go through the details of it. Because room designing is one of my favorite things in Webkinz. I love doing creative things to try and do something different within the rooms. In general, I think this is my favorite room design software of all time, which is so funny. I just love the perspective on it. I love all the items. There's tons of items. I think they're well designed. They're cute, but not super cartoony. I really enjoy Webkinz Classic. So, the room I'm going to show you today is my Great British Bake Off room. So, this is my take on the tent, the competition space, and yeah, I have a little elements. So the first one I want to highlight are these curtains. So these are from the Victorian theme, I think, and I have placed these around the room to sort of emulate the tent. That was kind of the biggest challenge going into this room because I went in inspired by the collection event that had these amazing things. What are they called? Cabinets, kitchen cabinets. And they had just a bunch of cooking items, and they were just so cute. And I think it was around Valentine's Day that was happening, and I also had this Valentine's Day chocolate item, and I had this in my dock and this in my dock that I had no idea what to do about. And I was just I really seem to have a lot of items that could kind of work for a bake-off room. But, I think the quintessential aspect of Great British Bake Off is the fact that it's a tent. And it's such an idyllic, beautiful, countryside, nature, pastoral, how many words can I put in, setting that has this awesome, tent that causes issues, but also is just I just felt that was very important. So I really wanted to do something with the tent. And again, I think I've explained this in a lot of Webkinz designs. The wallpaper, I prefer in general designing in indoor rooms. I guess I could have tried to do an outdoor room, but in outdoor rooms you can't put up items like this on the wall. And I really do think this turned out good and displayed the effect I wanted. So that is a key element. So basically, the way the room works is it's the tent. These curtains signify the tent, and then it kind of has in the corners the outdoorsy parts that you can kind of see when the tent is open. So in this corner we have this cute little path and tree that kind of signifies the end of the tent. In these corners we have some, and you can see little pastoral elements peeking out. Obviously, I don't know, this is just kind of a trick of perspective, and I think it worked pretty well to just kind of make it imaginary. Outdoors, I wanted to make sure you got the sense of the fun outdoors aspect of it, because I do think that's very important. Okay, so some other design elements. I was inspired first by the collection items, so that is here. I just think they kind of fit exactly the way it looks. I would have loved to put the little antique fridges next to it because I do think there's, a little more to the baking setup, but I didn't really have space. You're limited, so I just kind of left it with this. I feel like that's sufficient, and then put the fridges over here and a sink over here because I do feel like they just kind of have different things sitting around. Some other sort of filler elements are these baked goods, kind of supposed to just set the scene, make it look crowded. I just feel like there's ingredients and things happening in the background when the judges are going. So that was the goal here. Then I'm pretty proud of some of these. So on this Halloween table, which you can see the eyes peeking out, pretend that's not happening because it's just it's a perfect display table if those dang eyes weren't coming. But this is supposed to be the technical challenge. So we have the like perfect pie that Prue and Paul baked in the back, and then the baker's like attempts at making the pie. And you know, in the technical, they're all supposed to look the same. They're all supposed to be as close as possible to the original. So that was the goal there, and I feel like that just like turned out really well and is fun. Then my other like favorite element are these I call these the showstoppers. So basically, in my mind, the showstopper theme for this week was like chocolate sculptures, and so each of the bakers kind of made these like show-stopping chocolate sculptures. So we have the Eiffel Tower, we have this like, you know, kind of candy wrapped, I don't even know what this is, hamster in a fridge, but it just kind of looks like a chocolate in a box. And then we have this big, this is like the usher from the movie theme, but he is in this scene a chocolate item. And then we have this like unwrapped chocolate candy. So I just think this worked out like so well, because I had these like, you know, these are kind of absurd items. Like where are you going to put a like cake looking Eiffel Tower, you know, or this like hamster in a box? But I just like felt like they were, you know, especially these two items, I was like, these are so similar. Like, you know, I was like, maybe I'll do like a chocolate room, but then like this just worked out perfectly. And I had this that I wanted to use in some room. Like, again, I'm never going to use this anywhere else. And I saw this item and was like, wait, that's kind of perfect. Obviously, like in general, it's a bit of a stretch, but I just think these ended up turning out perfect because they're just like absurd enough and like candy themed enough, and the showstoppers are usually showstoppers. So this just worked out so well. But yeah, I'm like really proud of this room. I think it turned out awesome. There's just so many elements I love. Even down here in the corner, I love the little plushes to kind of again set the pastoral theme. If you've seen Great British Bake Off, I just really do think that is like important. These big like industrial fridges that are the family score prizes are also great. I think in the future I'd like to like fill them up with baked good items, but I'm not like super particular about that. And yeah, the only other thing I kind of like thought about doing is some sort of reference to the melted, what was it? Was it like lava cake? I feel like it's like one of the most iconic scenes is a woman takes out this guy's like ice cream cake and it like all melts because she takes it out, and it's just so sad because he's like devastated, and I truly don't believe she like did it. So I was kind of like thinking like maybe if I had like a little puddle, I could put it like underneath the fridge just to kind of like reference the melting cake, because it's just like it really is such an iconic part. Maybe I'll just do that just for a, just if you know, you know. Or this is like, this seems way too big though. But yeah, it's just like a really funny, not funny, it's sad obviously, but it's very iconic now. And I remember feeling so sad during that moment, because I was like, I don't think she meant to, but beside the point. This is my Great British Bake Off room. I feel really pleased with it. It just allowed me to use some items I really, really liked, and I think it turned out awesome. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this room. It's a fun one. I had a ton of fun building it, and I just love like I love like what I was able to do with the curtains, and I think that was like really unique, and you know, might help me a lot in future room designs.